So one of the projects I'm doing on the RX-7 is I'm going to repaint the whole car. I'm in the process of stripping the car down to bare metal, and one of the things that I want to do is, you know, not have to paint right up against the windshield trim molding. So I was looking to try to see if I needed to remove the windshield to remove the molding, but I found some videos and stuff, and people did it on other cars like Miatas and things where the molding looks like it's just clipped in. So my hope is I can remove the molding, I can paint, you know, up behind it, you know, sand it and paint behind it and strip up to it, and then I'll put a new molding in afterwards, and I don't need to remove the windshield to paint the car, and there's no reason to really paint behind it. There's no rust or anything back there, so I'll be able to paint, you know, around the corner and into the valley around the edge of the windshield, and then, you know, it'll cover up with a new molding, no problem. And those look like they're still available from Mazda. So here's what I got. So this is the molding I'm talking about here that runs along the edge of the windshield, and as you can see, I started stripping the car, and obviously it's going to be kind of challenging to paint up to the molding, and I don't want to deal with, you know, the layers of paint and everything, so I want to remove this molding, then be able to sand and paint around the corner down in there, and then I'll apply a new molding, and you'll have a nice clean edge. And I'm going to try to avoid doing this without taking the windshield off. So what I've seen is there's basically, this just presses down into the channel, and on the car there's some like double-sided taped pieces that stick to the body of the car around here, around the corners, and then the molding just clips into it. And from Mazda, it looks like those pieces are available, so I bought the molding and those pieces. So I'm gonna just go through and try to remove this and show you how it comes out. So I need to get this piece of trim out, so I got various tools, and I'm just going to try pulling it out, see what happens, and we'll go from there, see how difficult or easy it is to get out. So I'm thinking maybe some pliers in here. See if I can start by getting this bottom corner out, because it seems to be the least stuck in there. But so far, doesn't look that easy. And obviously I want to do this without busting the glass. So it may be a bit challenging to get out of here. Alright, so what I've found is the seal is glued in a little bit with the urethane from the window, holding it in. So what I found is there's sort of a lip that comes over this side of the windshield, and there's a lip that goes over the body of the car. What I found is if I cut with a box cutter, if I go underneath the seal and cut back this way and make multiple cuts here and cut that through, and then if I cut it from the back side here, I can basically remove the piece that goes over the windshield. As you can see here, it goes over the windshield, and take this piece off. And then once I've taken that piece off, I can actually go down between the edge of the windshield and the molding and cut any of that urethane that bled out from the windshield. And you can kind of feel it, it's kind of sticky down there, and the knife doesn't want to go through it. Once you get through it, it feels pretty good. So then once you do that, you can pull this out, and I have a nice clean channel, and all the stuff's removed. So obviously you want to be careful not to nick the edge of the windshield, because if you nick that, it's going to crack the windshield. And you also obviously don't want to scratch up, you know, your body of your car if you're just doing this. I'm repainting it, so that's not as big of a deal. So I'll go around and hopefully we can get it out without causing any damage. So the other piece that comes with the kit, and I've seen this in another video, but I wanted to show the right way to install these, assuming this is original and these were installed properly. But there's a piece that goes in the corner right here, and then there's a piece that goes across the top that holds this molding in. They're attached with double-sided tape to the body, but you can see there's these sort of little cuts, and there's these little teeth on top, and there's actually a little, I don't know how well you can see this, but there's a little like bent tab on the bottom. Well, that goes in this way, so these sort of the the notches are pointing down, and then the 3 little ribs are at the top of it. And the same goes for this. It looks like sort of L-shaped, and the bottom of the L goes on the bottom, and then the 3 little teeth go at the top to hold this molding in. I saw on the guy that did a Miata video, and he did it upside down, I think, from this. So this, assuming this was installed properly to begin with, and there's no reason to think it wasn't, because the molding was installed and was sitting flush and looking good, that this is the correct way to install these. So L-shaped down, sort of these teeth pointing down, and on the end there's a little piece of the L shape that goes down, and then at the top edge of it there's 3 little like sort of teeth that are at the top edge of it on both of these. So that should be the way they're installed. So once you cut through the urethane that's along this front edge coming out of the window, it comes right out. All right, so I have the window reveal or trim molding out. Again, it was sort of glued to somewhere where the adhesive squeezed out from the window being installed. And then there's a clip in the corner that's just double-sided taped to the corner, and the one across the top edge that's double-sided taped to the body. But you can see now it's nice and clean. If you were doing this on a car that wasn't going to be repainted, you'd want to mask off the edges of everything really good so that you don't scratch the paint or create any nicks. But you can see all the way around the channel's clear now, so once I get the new Mazda part and the car's painted, I'll be able to put it back in. So that's how you can get the window reveal molding out. It doesn't go underneath the windshield in any way, so you don't really need to remove the windshield to take it out.